Alright, good morning once again and welcome back to Muteki.com. It's just around noon Eastern Standard Time here, April 21st. What I'm going to cover in this video segment is the trade taken on the Audi Swiss franc during today's New York session. During the early opening hours of the session, I took a trade south on the pair. What you can currently see is my analysis on the 5-minute time compression. Before we get down to the entry on the 5-minute, let's go ahead and talk about where I initiated my interest on this pair. And as you recall, I am a huge fan of looking for supply and demand on the larger time frames, anywhere from the 30-minute and above. And when I see those, I usually look to trade the rejection of the supply or demand line or the violation created by the supply or demand line. Now here we can see on the 1-hour compression on the Audi Swiss franc, a very dominant line of demand being created here in this market. And we saw a rather nice movement north on this pair overall, giving it just over 240, 250 pips. Now what I was seeing here develop on this pair was potential interest in a violation of the line of demand on the market. So moving down now to the smaller compression, let's go ahead here and take a look at what we have. Now this is the movement on the 5-minute compression. We can see here the top of this market coming off of the 0.9990 price level. And remember what I state in my videos is that I like to trade that initial movement that creates the violation of a supply or demand line, in this case a demand line. So what I have here in this market is the opportunity to pick out my initial movement on the pair, and from there begin my analysis and look for a technical trade on this pair short, coming off of ultimately the break of the dominant demand line in the market, showing us that supply is now intact and this market will be traveling south. So my initial movement came in here, as you can see. Off of this initial movement in black, you can see the retracements of this initial movement. You can see that we had the retracement in here. Let me go ahead here and take off all my retracements, as a matter of fact, so we can see this better. Alright, here we go. So our initial movement came in here. We had a retracement to the 23.6. From that 23.6, we saw the market take out a 61.8 fib expansion. So what this market here is showing us right off the bat is respect of the fib expansions and fib retracements. Paying the 61.8, we saw a retracement once again. Let's go ahead and grab those retracements. And what you can see is off the 61.8, the market this time reacted to the 50% retracement, and from there continued out. Now since it has taken out the 61.8, its next level of payment should be the 100%, and we can see here at the 100%, the market has tested this on 3 occasions before creating a retracement. Now the retracement here that came in, I was anticipating this, and the reason why I was anticipating it is because in this 5-minute, what you can see is that we created a 5-minute line of supply, and where this line of supply is broken, we start to see that retracement. So breaking this line of supply shows that a retracement is definitely going to come in, and for that matter we can anticipate a rather larger retracement on the pair, and you will see that is exactly what happened. When we readjust, we can see that this was a full retracement to the 61.8. okay, now this market did make it 2 or 3 pips above the 61.8, but that is not a substantial breach of the retracement to not have further interest in this pair. Now continuing, what we're looking for here were for continuations of this movement to take out further fib expansions, being the 127.2, and below that level being the ultimate payment that we're looking for, the 161.8 fib expansion being the completion of the movement. So now that we have the movement at this point here, I was starting to be interested in taking out my overall profit target at the 161.8, coming at the 0.9925 price level. As you can see, that is my top profit here on both my trades on the pair. Now what I was doing here was allowing my market to prove itself, my initial movement, the retracement, the confirmation, the retracement. Once again, this was a tradable move down to the 100%, but I did not take it because I was not interested at that time in trading the market. And what I was waiting for was for either a good London or New York session trade to unfold, and that is exactly what happened during the New York session. Continuing on here, Areas of entry, as you can see, came at the 0.9947 price level and the 0.9940 price level. Now remember that the Audi Swiss franc has a 5 to 6 pip spread. On my broker has 5. Okay, so I was actually in a bit earlier here than what we can see. So what we're looking at is the levels of entry, and basically the areas where I entered in this market, where coming off of this nice movement here, I was testing again that 100% level. Okay, and what I was seeing here on my 5 minutes that we were making lower highs in the market and lower lows here in this market. And this was coming right after the open of the New York session. I had here a point in the market where I wanted to take on the lower high, anticipating that this was going to be the point that we're going to see the movement down to the 161.8. So in here what I do use is a lot of price action on the 5 minute, waiting for it to break through significant levels to get in my trade opportunities and take out. So you can see is 2 trades paid out here, one taking out 15 pips and the other one taking out 22 pips. Good there for nice profit on the trading account. So that's what I've taken. As you can see, my trading style here is rather simple and easy to apply, looking for those supply demand lines and then trading the movements off of those. So that's what we have for today, keeping a nice record here on the account that we started this week. We're currently flawless on our trading. At this time doesn't really mean more. I still want to continue proving in the daily markets the ability to take a small amount and turn it into a substantial return, and furthermore, importantly, a substantial occupation. So with that said, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Until then, have a great day, good luck, and happy trading.